Okay, Paula, thank you for joining me today. I'm so excited to have you again on our show, Design Tips and Sips. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Anna. It's so good to be back and good to see you again.
I know we got to spend some time together in Milan, which is my favorite time to hang out with you. Like, we never actually hang out where we live. Like, you and I are like, I think we've been all over the world together. And the last destination was in the Milan. So, for those who doesn't know, Salone de Mobile is probably the biggest design show in the world, definitely in Europe, and also a lot of people from the US coming. Really, we saw people from all over the world. And so this was definitely, as a designer, I think for both Paula and I, it was kind of like this dream ticket to make it to the show. And then it was also important for us to go this year because they only do the kitchen and bath portion of the show every other year. And since both Paula and I are very much in the kitchen and bath realm as far as designers, this is why it was really important to us for take a look into that. So I think a lot of people don't realize that the show actually takes over pretty much the whole city, right? It's not just the expo. There's a lot to see there, but also the city is just taking a whole different vibe of the design. So
Yeah,
what
it
did you
is
like?
it is transformed because every nook and cranny there's either an art installation, I know we're going to talk about that, or an experience, or like every uh like retail showroom was actually like a design showroom, like a product showroom. And even like after until late at night, after dinner, late dinners, of course, right? And then the
Yes.
showroom is open with all the lights on. You're walking around, there's parties, and you're walking around from, one showroom to the other, even up till 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, that was so much fun. It was actually, the fact that really every nook and cranny was turned into a design gallery. One of the biggest macro brands of the show was all about the sensorial design, moving away from sterile look but don't touch, digital vibes, and leading into the touch, feel, sit, and so we saw the huge shift right into immersive design this year.
We saw with Bertazzoni, their new wall ovens had this mirrored finish, which
Mhm.
is because the other trend, which we'll get to, is almost the exact opposite of that. But they also had this mirrored finish. And then you started seeing this play on water and reflection and that um, just the refractions.
Mhm.
You started seeing that everywhere. That was really fascinating, which
Yeah, and
is
it
like it's biophilia design, it's wellness design because you're playing with light and how it interacts. That's yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. And the fact that like it was also different materials that we don't see all the time and every day, interactive, integrated into kitchen, into bathroom, into living spaces, which was really, really, really beautiful. And I feel like, I don't know, I use my hand sanitizer so much, but I really just wanted to touch and feel everything versus just to look at things.
Yeah.
And that was really, really fun.
Yeah, I mean, like we keep saying, that interactive and these experiences, it was very hands-on.
Yeah. So do you think that our craving for those deep tactical sensory spaces in our home is the right now? Is this is what we are going toward? Is this is what you see with your clients as well? By the way, Paula is representing West Coast. I'm East Coast, so it's always super cool also to hear
Yeah.
what's going on the other coast because it's not always
Yeah.
the same thought process for her clients.
Yeah, representing the Pacific Northwest. And we love nature, we love bringing nature in It's always been in our DNA, and there's always been a sense of grounding from that, whether it's traditional or modern. So I love that, and I love. And you mentioned, a minute ago, almost implying like, is this the the hot take, the hot trend? But to me, that means that okay, it's going to be gone tomorrow, which I feel like this is more of a something that's going to stay with us, the wellness design, sustainability, biophilia design, connecting with nature. We're just becoming more aware, and it's more in our DNA, and now we're wanting it in our homes. And we saw a lot of that over
Yeah, and as I saying, and you're right. I don't think it's a trend, right? It's not a fab. I think it's something that it started because of COVID. I would say a lot of it did. If you're paying attention, like Paula and I, it did start before COVID, but I think COVID did really put the really really big push when we could not go outside, when we could not go to our gyms, we cannot go to our spas. We really started to evaluate how we're living at our homes, inside our home, and how we can incorporate it and all that. And I honestly, things are going to change here and there, but I don't see it going. I think really the push for health and wellness, the tactical, everything that we can do to feel comfortable, and like you said, sensory and visual at our home, I think it's really really important for
there.
us. So we're dealing with a lot of clients that are neurologically divergent, and that
Mhm.
is also really really important because we want to incorporate and learn about these things about from our clients to see what kind of sight, what kind of sounds, what kind of light, what kind of feel they have and need in their spaces in
Yeah.
order to function and feel comfortable in their own
Mhm.
spaces,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. We're hearing that term a lot more now, the neuroaesthetics.
Yes. Yeah.
Neuroaesthetics, right? And somebody at an event the other day asked me, what does that mean? What does designing for neurodivergence mean? And like, that's a loaded question because it's not a one size fits all, right? Just like
Yeah.
universal design, right?
Yeah.
So, but it's all under that same umbrella. And so much of what we already know actually helps if it's more intentional. So it's
Yes.
not like we're learning a brand new, like we're getting off on a tangent here. That could be a whole other podcast. It's not like we're designing a whole new products, new way. It's all we know it already.
Yes, we know it. It's already here. It's just a matter how we incorporate it for our clients, right? And that is why you have to work with amazing designers like Paula and I that actually listen to you and incorporate these things for you and make sure that your homes are absolutely fabulous and fit your lifestyle versus some out of the box solutions that don't really fit to your everyday lifestyle. So, all right, back on because we can talk about all things all the time, all day, right? So, okay, so one of the other biggest thing that I think we saw during the show, it was really a big push back to sustainability and green building. I love it when we can take things from our clients and reuse it or repurpose it. And the same thing was also with a lot of the manufacturing. I think that was a really, really big push from everybody to show how they are uh, very sustainably and manufacture their materials that we're putting into our client home, but also how they're also doing a lot of recycling.
Yeah.
So, what did you see when you were out
So,
there?
so two things. Yes, I saw that story, and I call it a story. Like every booth, like when we are out at the fairgrounds, at the where the Yurkachina was, like that story was everywhere. What materials were not just repurposed, but
Recycle and
recycled.
also, yeah,
Yeah, and so
and
I saw
also
all of that.
responsible manufacturing, right? So make
Yeah,
sure that they, from the get go, they
yeah,
actually manufacture everything responsibly.
yeah. And what I felt was it was more just in their DNA. It's more a given. Yes, this is what we do because resources are limited, and of course we're going to do this. That was more the sense that I received from that. But the other thing you mentioned, and it really triggered something I was thinking about on my last day as I was on the roof of the Duomo, looking out, at the end of the week after experiencing all of this still very modern contemporary design, but surrounded by this history. And I think it's just beautiful how Italy and Europe is comfortable in that place with history and the past, and yet integrating modern design and technology and forward thinking, right? And blending these two. And it's this like major contrast almost from like history to new, or like maximalism to minimalism, or blended. And they do it really well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And I think that is really important. I don't know if it's because we don't really have such a long history in the US. So then we don't really have, like the need to feel the need to preserve. Although I think because we maybe don't have that much history, maybe we should preserve more versus just demolish. Uh, but yeah, I love it about Europe. I love it that you walk into this old villa and it looks super, 200 years old, and then but everything is super contemporary and easy to use, and it's just beautiful and clean and modern. So you get that, you get this that beautiful feel that you're in the middle of nowhere in Italy, but at the same time you go in and you have all the amenities that you're looking for to enjoy inside the space. And as I said, the big push, everything, and we still see it here, is that the manufacturer are looking to be the stewardess of the earth. In the US, for the most part, we're very lucky to have a lot of water as well. When I was in the tile show in Spain last year, uh, most of the fountains in Barcelona were off because they were in the middle of a big, big drought. So if you have fabricators and manufacturer like Cosentino and some other manufacturers that do require a lot of water for their fabrication, they have, and they are based in Spain. They have outlets everywhere, including the U.S., but they have to think twice about how much water they're using and how they're using it, because it's just not a resource that is it's viably available, and unfortunately they were in drought. So I think right now they do have the fountains and everything, but that makes them think about, okay, how we're taking it to the next level. But then it's not just helpful for Spain, it helpful all over the world. Yeah, so I think that was very, very, very interesting about recycled material, a lot of recycled material that we saw there, and the manufacturers being the stewardess of the earth, which was aware, because I did feel that it was really big about 5 years ago here in the US, and I had a lot of push from my clients toward sustainable material, and suddenly it kind of died down, and I think we're circling back, which I think it's really important.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the biggest topic, is the color and shape, that I think the only thing I can call it is warm minimalism.
Ooh, I like
Or
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we love talking about aesthetics, right? So let's talk about the color. We saw some incredibly bold choices this year, but what color you think is going to be like the ruling one for the next couple of
I
years?
have
And
to
I think
choose
we talked
one.
earlier.
I
Yes.
have to just choose one.
Well, maybe like a range of colors.
So here's what I've been telling everybody:
Okay.
sage, slate blue, shades of terracotta, earth tones. But okay, maybe the one that I will say is maybe at the top is this cream, this
Okay.
soft white, this cream. Um, the first day on your Katrina, I walked into the Whirlpool booth. Yeah, it was Whirlpool, and I didn't expect, like, I know Whirlpool. Why? What do they have that's different here? It's different. Um, and they had this glass front oven that was this matte finish. So we got to talk about that. The matte finish
Okay.
in this cream, and it's almost more of a winter white than it is cream. but then I started seeing that shade of cream, we'll call it cream,
True.
everywhere.
Yeah, because Mila had this beautiful new color that is like a champagne color, and it was fabulous. So again, it was the same idea, creamy, but this
Yep.
was very vibrant and shiny
Mhm,
because that's how
mhm,
Mila goes, and it was such an amazing chameleon color. And they had a really talking about interactive display. They actually had different colors of cabinetry finishes, and you can swirl them around and put them next to that color, and that champagne just like literally took on a whole
mhm.
different look. So it went from like taking those greens to the blues and like this really subtle changes. And I was like, this is the color for every kitchen because it is, no matter what color your cabinets, it just blends in and creates just an amazing look. And like you said, I think that was definitely one of the main colors we saw everywhere,
Yeah.
right?
Now there's a couple that were a little bit less, but definitely there because I noticed it. And then since I've gotten back home, I'm seeing it in fashion and on cars everywhere. Well, fashion and it's this buttery, soft, pale yellow.
Okay, all right.
And this, like, I don't know, I call it
Mm,
aubergine, but I think heard other people call it like mulberry or some other colors too. And so, like, I want to keep my eye on those. And I know every year it's not just that like one color is trending. There's always like a
right.
group of colors, right? And so I think that those were in there. But now take a look at fashion. That soft yellow. In fact, I've got a sweater on the way that's in this pale soft yellow that I saw all over.
Okay, so I'll have to, I'll go back into my colors and I'll see. The other color that I saw was in the metal finishes, and it wasn't bronze and it wasn't aura bronze. It was right in between color. And it was, again, it was so fabulous because I think we're kind of, it was a really true copper color.
Yes.
So it's not like the rose gold, right? I think we had like this weird, we went away from the aura bronze that was quite traditional, and we kind of moved on from that. Then we went into the brasses, and I think people are really tired from those brasses already. And now everywhere I saw was that copper. And it was so beautiful because it's almost, I would say it's the right color in between. And you
Yeah.
can use it both for, you can use it literally both for traditional look, but also ultra contemporary. And it was so beautiful because I think the rose gold was, it was just wrong. It was just a weird color.
That's
So I
jewelry.
think,
That's
yes,
jewelry. Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah,
But that
yeah,
copper color, I don't know if, I'm sure you had a
yep,
chance to see it. It was
yep, no,
everywhere.
you're spot on, that copper, and it wasn't necessarily a polished bright copper, but
Right. Yes.
a more textural muted,
Yes.
so yes, that was definitely there, and then I have to say, I saw polished brass, a fair amount.
Yes. Oh, it's not going anywhere. And we
Yeah,
just finished a
yeah,
beautiful kitchen with all polished brass from Moen, and it's absolutely stunning.
mhm, mhm,
You know, it has a place, but I just see, at least here in the West East Coast, I see that people are getting a little bit tired from the brasses. So I'm looking forward to add a little bit, another element to the game, and see how they see that. So I'm really excited about that. But again, it goes right with those colors, with that warm earth
earth tone,
tone.
yep,
And again,
yes,
bringing those natural material, right? Because copper is a natural material that we can find outside, and now we can bring it into our home.
mhm, exactly.
And now, just the grand finale, the $1 million question to our listening, who can only take away one idea from the trends of Milan to refresh their own home this year without breaking the bank. What do you think it should be?
Mhm, mhm. Warm, natural materials and colors and anything that's going to help you connect with the outdoors. And don't be so tied to trends.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm not about trends because people ask me and I'm like, you're going to live there way past the trends. And I might bring magic to your space, but I am not clairvoyant. I can't see the future, right? So we bring magic to your space, right? We create
We
beautiful
try.
spaces. We try, but
That's why
we
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 go to
can't.
Italy.
Yes, but we can't see the future. So I don't know what's going to be the trends in 5, 10 years. So you really need to create a space that fits for you. And yes, the easiest way I would say, enough with this agreeable gray, and I'm not going to be any profanity, but this is the time. Go find some really cool warm tones and just paint your walls, and that is going to be super easy way to make a change without really breaking the bank. Anyone can pick up a brush and paint and just bring some more of the warm tone into their spaces very, very easily and on the budget, and without going crazy. You can also look at wallpaper. There's a lot of like paper, like temp paper, that you can take off even if you're in a rental. So it's a really great ways to bring warmth into your space without spending a lot of money. And even if you're a rental or a temporary space, you can still bring those stuff back. So
Yeah, it's taken me a long time to like just process and I still have more I need to post and I got to get on it before, it kind of gets too late. Um, but it's just there's this ongoing, how do we live in our spaces and making it a space that's a place of happy and healthy and not ignoring our planet. Um, and I loved it because it's like, okay, it's not just us feeling this, everyone is feeling this.
yes, yeah, yeah. I think that is definitely a global feeling, and it's cool that we can connect that way. That really, even though we always joke that in the US we get the European trend 10 years behind, but I think it's getting shorter and shorter. I think we're almost step to step with Europe. It used to be like probably a good 10 years before, but I think with technology and sharing, I think people are more receptive now to seeing and bringing those global designs into their home. And I absolutely love it because I grew up in Europe, so for me, bringing all these back into my clients' homes, and you and I, we love to travel and bring those ideas to our clients. So I think it's a win-win situation for everybody. It's for us and for our clients, because I think designers that don't travel, that don't leave their spaces, they really miss out on really bringing the best and brightest ideas for their clients. So if you're a designer, go travel. If you're not a designer, go travel. If you learn anything from the show, go travel.
Yep,
All
absolutely.
well, thank you so much for joining us today. Paula, before we finish, what is your website? Where's your Instagram? What is the best place to follow
Ah,
you? What do you want to leave us with today?
thank you. Timeless Kitchen Design in Seattle, Washington. And the website is Timeless Kitchen Design. Oh, sorry, Timeless Kitchen dot design.
Okay.
So it's,
Timeless
yeah,
Kitchen
so it's
dot
dot design, which is
dot
really
design.
cool.
All right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then Instagram is Paula Kennedy dot designer.
Perfect. Fantastic. So everything is going to be in the show note as well. So make sure you go and check Paula's Instagram and my Instagram so you can see a lot of the stuff that we already posted from Italy before. And then if you also want to connect with Paula, you can go onto her website and fill up the form and have her design a beautiful space for you. So until next time, thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.